Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Songwriter SESH. Today, my guest is Kate McCaffrey.
Hey, hello. How's it going?
Hey, welcome to Myersville. I know you come up here a lot. I've seen you play at the Myersville Market a bunch.
Yeah, the farmer's market.
Yeah, do you like doing that?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get outside and be singing in front of like a bunch of vendors.
Yeah, it can be hot.
They all love it. It's very hot. I'm not one of the people that has like one of those big tents.
Oh yeah, some people put a tent out and then they put their stuff on it.
It's a lot of work to just put it up by yourself. So I'm usually just with an umbrella.
Well, you're definitely living the trying to make it songwriter life.
Busking.
Yeah, busking.
Playing for tips.
Are you from here in the Maryland area?
Yeah, I'm from around like Rockville area, so Montgomery County, Maryland.
Oh, so you've moved up to this area.
Yeah.
Did you do that for music or for work? Or?
No, so I grew up in Montgomery County, and then I went out to college in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved back, my family moved to Frederick.
Oh, okay.
So I lived with my family for a little bit, and then I just kind of
So you followed them, or you're around them, where your fan base is, your parental fan base.
Yes, the fam.
That's good. Well, I've heard some of your songs. I've seen you on YouTube and such. That's how I found you, and thought, well, I'd like to have her on the show. So, how did you get into songwriting? What drove you to start playing music, singing, and then that big leap to writing songs?
So it all happened kind of fast.
Yeah.
When I was in college, my grandmother gave me her acoustic guitar that she had from like the 70s with like nylon strings.
Oh, nice.
Classical acoustic. So I started learning that like end of sophomore year of college. And then I was looking for I do graphic design, so I was looking for design internships, and I found one on Craigslist for a music studio in Vermont.
Okay.
So I answered it and started, working there doing design, and then I just playing around on a guitar.
Yeah.
And then
Did they let you record any? Was there any bartering going on?
Yeah. So the producer, the guy that worked there, Derek Pinkham, he was like, wait a minute, like you can sing, you can play guitar, like all right, let's record, or write some songs. And I had never written a song, so my song Born Again that's out on streaming platforms right now. That one I was the first song I wrote, and we recorded in the studio and put it out. Oh,
that's so fortunate. And college is great for that, isn't it? You meet these people, they're trying to take advantage of us and our youthful excitement about doing work for them for very little money, that they return so many favors, though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to pay for anything.
Right.
And that time, we just recorded a bunch of songs. A lot of them haven't come out, and it might be a long time before they do, but it was a good experience for sure. I learned a lot.
We share that. I have a degree in graphic design.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Nice.
I was and in college I worked for an ad agency that the people that Judy Owen, thank you Judy, gave me my start in design and advertising agency business just because of that same thing. You meet people, right?
Yeah, you meet people.
And then they help you out. Mm-hmm. So they helped you with music.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you came back here and you're like, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I for a long time I was just doing recordings, so stuff similar to this, and then I started playing live, which was so different than recording in a studio.
Yeah.
So it's I enjoy it now playing live because
you don't get a second take when you're playing live. You got to just keep going.
Oh, I mess up all the time.
Well, I do take a second. I'm wait a minute, guys. I can't remember the first line of this. It happened to me the other night. I was playing at Elk Run. Do you know where that's at?
Yeah, I know Elk Run.
So I was playing at Elk Run, and I could not remember the first verse of a song I wrote. And I was like, I have no idea. And we went around 5 times, and the band's like, are you ever going to start? And finally the lights went out, and literally the lights went out. And we said, we're going to stop and start again. So I had a reprieve, but yeah.
Yeah, I typically do just keep going.
Yeah,
people rarely notice that you actually mess up. So.
Do you find that it's once you write a song, it's easy to remember it for you, or?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard for me.
It depends. Sometimes I'll just randomly forget a lyric, but I'll often just use a different verse and throw it in there.
Yeah, just go with what you got.
Just so I can keep it going, and people rarely notice that it's any different.
Well, especially when it's your song, they don't know how it's supposed to go, But
when it was covered, then so some people.
Sometimes they don't make sense, right? When you do one of your own songs and you've done them out of sequence or whatever, the story doesn't make sense anymore, but the words all fit, Mm-hmm. What was it? I was I saw an interview with Paul Simon once, and he was talking, and he was on the Late Show with Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
And he was singing about he was talking about writing Mrs. Robinson. Mm-hmm. And Mickey Mantle says, why did you pick Joe DiMaggio? He says, it's all about the syllables.
Oh yeah,
Joe
how it fits.
DiMaggio.
Yeah, that makes
how
sense.
did you do, Joe DiMaggio? Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, Mickey Mantle wouldn't have worked. So do you find that when you're writing, like you have the words and then you try to make the melody fit, or do you have a rhythmic structure and you're trying to find words that fit that rhythmic structure?
I'll bounce around depending on like what section of the song it might be. Often like I'll have like some chords down, and then I'll maybe I'll kind of like hum like a melody to it, and then I'll like write some words. Yeah. And sometimes the words don't always fit, and I have to like force fit some things. Yeah. Or, you know, I just change the lyric to
What are
match.
some of the themes that you tend to go to a lot in your songs that you write?
A lot of my songs are based on like either personal experiences or like someone might say something that like inspires a certain song.
Do you have like one little spark of an idea, or do you try to tell a whole story? Or
again, like it depends on the song. Right. A lot of my songs, it's like a certain phrase or like a certain theme is what inspires a song. Mm-hmm. So like the one Born Again that I mentioned before, like that one, like when I went to college, I decided to like be different and change. Yeah. It's like that song's all based around like me, like
the
becoming
change
a new
you're
person.
going through at that time. Well, we're going to do a song of yours first called Torn. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, it's a 6/8 time song. So that's unusual, first of all. A little bit, yeah. But and it has this kind of feel of very, you know, it's not super rhythmic in terms of, you know, pounding beat. It's very flowing. Mm-hmm. And I have my own interpretation of what I when I heard it, I had pictures in my head. What is your story around it?
So I went on like one date with a guy who we ended up becoming friends after. Yeah. But he was talking about how he was like, he felt so torn because he liked me, but like he wasn't sure, and he was, you know, just flipping, flopping all over the place. Wasn't really sure. It
seemed like in the song he was maybe hung up on somebody else.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't really know. But the song I wrote it around sort of like the feeling of like if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, like you're just gonna end up, you know, it's never gonna happen, or you're gonna pass away and regret that like you never fulfilled all these things that you wanted to do or find the love that you wanted.
So staying in that torn space keeps you from going forward,
right? And then you end up regretting those sort of things later on.
Yeah, it seemed like the character in your song is waiting, keeps waiting, and their whole life they'll be waiting. It's almost like to get on the journey. Well, let's do the song "Torn" for the audience and let them hear what we can do with it.
Sounds good.
Wake up to find the carrion crows eating and picking at your bones, wondering what your life's become. Why does it feel so numb?
Well, great. Thanks for sharing that song "Torn" with us. We started with your song, which is great.
Yeah, happy to.
I'm glad that people will see that first.
Yeah.
So, and then we always do, a cover song on this show, and there's different people have different reasons for doing these. Some they're inspired by that songwriter. Some just like the song. I think that was the case with you, just like this song.
Yeah, I liked it for sure. I tend to like a lot of songs that have that sort of like dark Western type vibe, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah. Well, Sarah's from Wimberley, Texas. And I have a few friends. Hi, David. Bye, both. That live down there in Wimberley. And David's a songwriter. He likes he sounds a lot like Townes Van Zandt. You ever listen to Townes Van Zandt songs?
No, I know that is.
So he has his styles after that. So that's the person I know in Wimberley. David Bye both is a great songwriter down there. But yeah, Sarah's from down there, and that's got that Texas songwriter. It's interesting that spoke to you. You didn't know that I spent so much time in Texas, right?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I played down there for like 15, 20 years, playing music in Texas, and got that whole Texas vibe thing. So, and Sarah used to play around some of the places in Dallas when she was just getting started. I think I was leaving as she was just coming on the scene, and so I never saw her live or anything when I was there, but I followed her music since I've left.
Yeah, I think I got into her music 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting, and your songwriting, as you continue to songwrite, I'd be interested to see how your production goes, because her style is so simple and earthy and, human, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And I could certainly, with Torn and where you're heading, I'd love to hear where you're going with your songwriting. Do you find that is appealing to you as a songwriter, that, the way she's gone with that kind of earthy down? I think she's in a bluegrass band too, where do you hear your music going from here?
The hard thing, it's hard to know. I definitely, again, like that dark sort of Western tone.
Yeah.
I've liked a lot. There's an artist named Lara Lynn that I also listen to a lot, and she is kind of similar to Sarah Jarosz.
I haven't listened to her, so I'll have to.
Yeah, she did some songs on a TV show called True Detective.
Oh, I love those songs on that.
So she's in the second season and does a lot of songs for it. She's in the background in a lot of the episodes. But yeah, similar vibe to Sarah Jarosz. But yeah, I like that kind of
organic, Charlie Crockett. You ever listen to Charlie Crockett?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, you should listen to Charlie Crockett.
All right, yeah, I'll look him up.
I was listening to alt before you got here today. I was cleaning up. I was doing a little cleanup, and I had the alt music on, and Charlie Crockett was playing. So he's got that kind of dark Texas, dark cowboy, but with kind of modern themes. I mean, I think that's what's cool, is you take some of those old styles of music and you put a modern story on it. It kind of has a cool, different twinge to it. So we're going to do a song by Sarah Jarosz called... What's the name of the song?
Now I forget.
I do that all the time.
House of Mercy.
House of Mercy.
House of Mercy.
Don't worry, I do that all the time. I can't remember the names of the songs on this, but we're gonna do House of Mercy by Sarah Jarosz, and let's give it a go.
All right, sounds good.
Trouble that's coming. Walls rattle like a diesel freighter, heart races like a wave. This house wasn't meant for strangers, you keep knocking anyway. I can hear you knocking on my door, I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on my door, Leather costume like a wild chameleon. Make me wanna be alone. Now I can hear you knocking on the door. I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on the door. Knocking on the door of the house of mercy. Don't try to change my mind. That lock gets louder all the time. Don't try to wear me down. You'll never get inside this house. I can hear you knocking on the door. I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on the door. Knocking on the door of the house of mercy.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Sweet.
So we did that song from Sarah Jarosz, and she's from Texas. And this next song you picked, it does go with the songs we've done today.
Yeah,
You know,
for
they're
sure.
kind of dark.
That's why I picked it.
Yeah, no, and when you picked it, I was like, wait a minute, what, you picked that one? But I wrote that song because we actually took a family trip once to this part of Texas. It's on the east side on Caddo. It's near Jefferson, Texas, which is like the most haunted place in Texas, they say.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. That's cool.
The town is. It's really strange. And then it's near Caddo Lake, which is very swampy, like New Orleans. Not New Orleans, but Louisiana, middle of the state, kind of New Orleans, swampy. keep saying New Orleans, but Louisiana swampy. Yeah, because you've been to New Orleans, right?
I've been to New Orleans, but I haven't been to other parts of Louisiana.
So
No, we were talking about that earlier. So.
yeah, so it's this kind of, you know, mossy trees, kind of strange place, and it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But we're kind of crazy like that. We like when my wife and I got married, our honeymoon we spent at the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas, which is supposedly haunted. When we got engaged, we stayed at this haunted hotel.
There's a lot of haunted places.
New Braunfels, Texas. Yeah, so we like these kind of funky places. So we thought, oh, let's go to Caddo Lake and rent a cabin. And we rented this cabin, and they had moved this house from Jefferson out to the country. And we asked the owner, well, we hadn't met the owner. We just showed up, and the keys were on the porch, and we stayed there,
okay.
you know. And we'd heard that there was a grave on the side of the hill. So we started, at the middle of the night, we were all trying to do spooky things.
You did a night hike.
We had, like, night hikes and trying to scare the kids. We had some little, we had our kids with us, and another couple that was in a band with me. The guy was in a band with me, and so we went up there, and we just were having fun with that kind of spooky thing. And that was all cool, you know. The kids were scared. Nothing really much happened, just raccoons in the trees and stuff. And we never did find the grave we were looking for till the next day. We found it the next day.
In the light.
In the light, we found it. But that night, we're sleeping, and I just, in the middle of the night, I just hear this big boom. It sounded like someone fell on the floor.
Oof.
In the living room, and I went up and looked, and there was nobody in there, nothing. I said, what is going on? And then a little later, I'm sleeping, and I just hear this faint voice outside of the window, and it was just, hi.
Creepy.
Now, it could have been a bird, I don't know what, but I distinctly heard this, hi.
I mean, maybe it was a ghost. Who knows?
And so we didn't know anything about it, and then the owner showed up later, and said, oh, hi, how's your staying? I was like, is there any lore with this place? And he said, yes, this house was moved from the city, and the woman that owned it, you know, in the living room, she just dropped dead.
Oh.
And like, you mean like just a thud? Yeah, she just walked in one day and just dropped over dead in the living room. It's like, there's the thud. And then I said,
by the way, someone died in here.
Yeah, and then I said, what about this grave? He said, well, there's a little girl that's buried up on the hill. And some people claim they've seen her here. So I'm wondering if that's the high. You know, it's distinctly a little girl's voice I thought I heard saying,
maybe.
Hi. So that's what this song is about. It was just that thing, and then my daughter, and my youngest daughter, who's 16 now, was a baby, and I was just playing it for her. I was like, spooky. It was just like a fun, goofy song, and I was like, I'm gonna actually write that song. So that's the story.
Yeah.
So it's really inspired by a true ghost experience that I had. And you got that from it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
So
the lyrics definitely show that.
Well, let's see what you can do with it.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Excited to cover it.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm glad anybody's singing. I don't ever sing this anymore, so I'm glad. Thank you for picking it.
Yeah, for sure.
In the dark, on a lock, in the piney woods of East Texas, there are souls on the loose to surprise and confuse and to vex us. We had come to escape from the lights and the pace of the city on a All Hallows Eve, when the spirit of the night shows no pity. And out of nowhere comes a chill in the air, scream that'll curdle your blood. Stories told of the mother who holds her daughter who drowned in the flood. We're on a spooky, spooky walk. We're on a spooky, 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 spooky walk. There's a grave up there somewhere, and tonight we're gonna find it. Standing still on the hill with a light, and we're all right behind it. There are eyes in the trees with a crack, and freezing our tracks. Now the fog's rolling in, and the hair is standing up on our backs. A shadowy figure appears and leads us out into the clear, and whispers whatever you're looking for, you'll never find it up here. We're on a spooky, spooky walk. We're on a spooky, 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 spooky walk. Back in the cabin again, and everyone's deep in their sleep. Someone drops dead on the living room floor, and outside my window a little girl creeps. Outside my window a little girl creeps. Oh, outside my window a little girl creeps. We're on a spooky, 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 spooky walk. We're on a spooky, 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 spooky walk. We're on a spooky, spooky walk. We're on a spooky, 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 spooky walk. Come on, come on, come on, we're on a spooky walk. Come on, come on, come on, we're on a spooky walk.
Well, that was fun, Kate. Thanks for joining us. I mean,
Yeah,
we did
that
a
was great.
spooky song to end the show. So, where can we find you next? Where are you going to be out playing next?
This coming Saturday,
Yep.
August 1st, I'll be at the Myersville Farmers Market.
Okay, all
Right down the street from you.
I'm going to have to come see you this Saturday then,
Yeah.
and get some. I usually get some bread. I usually get bread there.
Oh, from
Homemade-
Butters?
Yeah, well, I don't know which one, but one of them I get.
Butters
some
bread
homemade-
is really good.
Yeah, and whatever else. There's sometimes some veggies or whatever. But yeah, it's just right up the street here.
Yeah.
And where else?
I got Middletown and Brunswick Farmers Market as well next month. I don't remember the top of my head exact dates, but if you're curious to find out what other dates I'm playing, I got them all on my website, katesmiles.com.
katesmiles.com. Well, we'll be following that. Now, what about your recording? Are you going to be recording anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm working with my friend Christian, who's in a band called Eons, and he and I are working on just an EP, 4 songs.
Okay, great.
Hoping to have it out later this year, but might be next spring.
Take your time, do it right.
Yeah.
You know, you got some great talent there, and we look forward to when we get a chance to hear it. So, Kate, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Look forward to seeing you around town.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks so much, everyone.